Hey y'all, I'm Emily, the Shady Grove Stitcher, and I love creating beautiful hand-stitched pieces. Welcome to the Pink Room, where I share my love of cross-stitch by showcasing projects I've completed in my quest to fill an antique cabinet my husband and I inherited from my in-laws. It's windy in Texas, so we're wearing a hat today. Welcome back to the Pink Room. I'm so excited to see you. Thanks for joining me today. Y'all are always so kind and say that you enjoy my stories so much. Today, I regret to inform you, I'm going to try to keep my stories to a minimum because I have a whole lot to tell you. I have an update on my needlework stand. I'm going to talk to you about what I got, what I like, what I don't like, all that sort of stuff. I'm going to talk to you about my floss drops. I made a decision. They are on their way. They will arrive pretty soon. So excited about that. I'm going to unbox something. Sorry, let me just check my notes real quick. I'm going to unbox something and I don't even know what's in it. A friend of mine sent me a care package and I thought that we would go over it together. I thought that could be kind of cool. And then I'm going to give you an update on the Dasher and Dancer Sal that I'm hosting with my friend Carrie of Red Velvet Quilts. Before I end with a previous finish, it's fully finished. It's a piece from the Historical Sampler Company and it's called Snowflakes Snowman. So I'm afraid if I tell you too many life stories that will be here forever. And since editing takes me half a century, ain't nobody got time. So let's dive right into it, should we? If any of you are looking for a needlework stand, I recommend that you go back to one of my prior videos and check out all of the suggestions that were in the comments. There were so many wonderful suggestions that you guys sent. Lap stands, floor stands, huge stands, tiny stands, stands that hold regular hoops, scroll frames, everything. Y'all had so much to say. I looked at every single stand everybody sent, which, you know how they have that adage, you know, things get worse before they get better. I thought I knew what I was going to do. And then the comments just kept rolling in and I kept getting more confused, but I actually ended up going with a Lowery. I had seen the Lowery a long time ago. It's what first got me interested in needlework stands, and I liked it for a couple of reasons. Here in the Pink Room, I'm using a hand-me-down couch. I know that I will not have this couch forever, and it might be a little stupid of me to choose a needlework stand based upon a current couch instead of a long-term couch. I don't know. But the arms are very wide. I don't have a lot of space on either side of the couch between the couch and the wall for a table. So the idea of then having this big couch and then a needlework stand that I have to find a place for all the time, that really weighed pretty heavily on me. So I liked the Lowery because it's very slim. I also really liked that it was metal. Now, I thought that I liked that it was metal because that way it wasn't going to wear out like maybe a wood stand might over time. And I don't know that a wood stand will wear out over time. I was just kind of guessing. It's not like I can see the future. But I liked that it had metal parts, so I just didn't have to worry about it. I didn't feel like I had to be as careful with it. Now, the drawback to that is I'm not going to be moving this booger around any place. The stand itself is actually not very heavy. The 15 pounds of books I have sitting on it are very heavy. The stand is actually not all that wobbly, but it is sitting on carpet in my house and I can't tuck it underneath the leg of the furniture. So my husband recommended that I get a tile, like a ceramic tile, and set it on top of the tile because if you think about carpet, you know, carpet's going to give. So if I put the stand on carpet and the carpet's giving, well, then the stand's going to, boy, doesn't this look like a party? The stand's going to give. So maybe I'll put it on a ceramic tile over time. I don't know. Right now, I have the stand sitting on carpet and then I have 6 cookbooks on top and they weigh about 15 pounds and it's very stable. I haven't had any problems with tipping or anything else. I was going to say I didn't buy any of the accessories, but I did. So if you're not familiar with a Lowery, I will include a photo. Not in my house because my stitching area looks like a hot mess right now. But it's basically a tall L shape. I guess it would be an upside down L, so maybe more like a number 7. And the part that comes across on the 7, the arm part at the top, it's not very wide. Now, if you're in a small chair, it's not a big deal because it's right beside you. But if you have any width to your chair or your, excuse me, or your couch or your recliner, they make an extended, they call that an L bar. And it's twice as wide. So I did get the extended L bar, but I didn't get any additional accessories. There are a ton of them. Please don't ask me what they are, because at some point I had to say, like, okay, just put your blinders on and focus. What do we need to just make this stand happen? I chose silver, so I'm not trying to make some sort of fun statement at this house. I wanted it to basically disappear. One of the things I heard about in a Facebook group that is focused on stands, people said, if you're going to use a Q-snap hoop, which is my preferred hoop, if you're going to use a Q-snap hoop, then you should get the corner clamp. I guess, but I don't know, that so the Lowery has basically, it looks like a giant C clamp, and you sort of shove your frame, here, let me make my frame straight. You shove your frame in there and then you clamp it down. And I guess if you have a Q-snap, that maybe your frame can twist a little bit. I haven't experienced that. So I actually have it on there right now. I can't reach over and show you. I have some exterior upholstery fabric that's fleece on one side and then like heavy canvas on the other. And I just took that, I doubled it over, and I wrap it around the edge of my hoop, and I shove it in that C thing, and that way it doesn't damage my hoop. It doesn't touch my needlework at all. And I haven't had any problems. No wobbling of the stand, no wobbling of the hoop in the stand. I haven't had any trouble. But it was not love at first sight, let me tell you. Putting it together was a cinch. I ordered it from Lindy Stitches. Highly, highly recommend them as a vendor if you haven't used them previously. Retailer? Vendor? I don't know the right word. Anyway, buy from Lindy. She's great. Buy from Steph at Lindy. She's great. They were getting ready to go to Nashville for Needlework Market when I ordered, and I thought, oh gosh, this is a terrible time to place an order. I felt so rude placing this order, but I ordered it and they shipped it the same day. I was absolutely shocked. So super fast service. They include a cute little pattern in there, a freebie, and I think that it comes with everybody's box because I saw other people, customers, gosh, words are hard today. I saw other customers talking about how they appreciated the pattern. So I think that that's pretty common for them. But it came really fast and it came well packaged. I had watched a video on how to assemble it. The instructions were good and fine. I just was nerdy about it and watched a video online. I put it together and I didn't love it. I didn't. I had read some suggestions about how to calibrate your stand to you. And basically, folks were saying, sit like you would normally sit, hold your hoop where you would normally hold it, and then make your stand kind of fit that area. And next to where I sit, I have a rolling cart. Not because I love the rolling cart, but because it has a weird handle on top that I can clamp my light onto. Okay, I'm just being real. It's also kind of what I don't want to show to you. It's not cute. So I have this rolling cart and it was like, where's the cart go? Where does the stand go? And really for a while, I didn't realize it, but I had the stand too far away. So the arm of my couch is very wide and I do have the L bar, but it's still, I mean, I could probably have another 6 inches on the L bar and I could accommodate that very easily. So I kind of hug the couch arm is really what I'm saying here. And so I found that I was kind of hugging the couch arm, trying to figure out how to get the stand and the cart all situated in there with my magnifying light. And my arms were like too far out in front of me. You don't need to see my arms. I'm so sorry. Let me put my hands down. But it hurt my shoulders. And it's difficult when getting started, anything new, you want to sit down and you want to be awesome at it, even if it's just using a new tool. And I knew that it was going to take time, but I still got frustrated. So I received the stand on Wednesday, March 5th. I messed with it basically Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. On Saturday, March 8th, it kind of clicked. And I was like, okay, now I understand how to use this. I was previously, here we go with the hands again. Previously, I would hold my hoop in my left hand and I would stitch with my right hand, front, back, front, back, front, back. I had seen a couple of different videos suggesting that you can stitch with two hands and that you should put your non-dominant hand on top of your work because you're weird with your non-dominant hand and you have better aim with your dominant hand that you can't see. So for me, that meant putting my left hand on top of the work. It was so awkward for me. I would repeatedly, so the frame was here and my magnifier was here. So my hand is kind of in the middle of those two and I would whack the magnifying lamp, which would then hit me in the nose more times than I can count. And I got so tired of hitting myself in the face. I was like, this is not working. This is terrible. But it finally clicked on using two hands when I put my left hand underneath and my right hand on top. So that worked out really, really great. I kind of still kept messing with the magnifier. I couldn't get it positioned just right, but my shoulder pain had stopped, so I was much more tolerant of trying to get it in the right position. And then I don't even know what made me think of it, but it wasn't until the following Thursday. So I got it Wednesday, Saturday, I figured out what the heck I was doing. The following Thursday, I moved the stand closer to me and it was like the heavens parted, the angels sang, and it was fantastic. And it has been smooth sailing ever since. So I've been working on Dasher and Dancer, and I have it in a little bit of a large, I had it in a really big hoop because I hate moving my fabric in a hoop. So I thought I'll just put it in a big hoop and then I don't have to worry about it. Well, it's really just too much hoop is what it kind of comes down to. So I have it in an 8x11, which is still pretty wide. But the frame has been holding it, the stand has been holding the frame very well and very secure, and it has prevented me from having to hold a frame that's a little bit too big and a little bit cumbersome and a little bit awkward. It solved all those problems. So super pleased with my purchase. I know that there are accessories, like there's a pattern holder upper thingy-mablobber. There's some sort of daisy dishy thing. It has a lot of different doodads and gizzy widgets. If ever I decide to change the couch in here and the table situation changes and I break up with my rolling cart, I would probably buy the bar for the light and for my magnifier. Right now, that's the only accessory I can see where I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. But other than that, super pleased with the purchase, super pleased with my experience ordering from Lindy Stitches. Highly recommend a Lowery. Not that I've had it for years. I'm not a pro, none of those things, but just wanted to let you guys know that that's what I went with. And I appreciate everyone who weighed in and gave me your input and suggestions. Y'all were really amazing. And I just can't tell you how much value you brought to me. So thank you. Let's talk about Floss Drops. So I had asked you guys what floss drops you use and what you like. Some of you guys make your own, which, whew, man, y'all are some resourceful little boogers out there. Sorry for the dog and his huffing. I also asked the same question to a cross-stitch storage group, asking things like, why might you choose oval instead of square? Why might you choose teardrop instead of oval? I have a tendency to overthink things and assume that there is a right answer for something when that's actually not true. Sometimes there's not a right answer, there's just a right for you answer. And in the beginning, I was really interested in a particular floss drop, and it's the one I kept coming back to. And finally, one day, I just said, Emily, you've got to get a grip. There is no right answer out there. Just go with what you like best. So I have decided to order Annie's Keepers. I initially thought that I wanted to order Annie's Keepers and put them on the bars and then hang them in file folders. I still might do that. I'm not sure. Right now, I just have the actual drops themselves coming to me, and then I can worry about the bars at a later date and time. I also thought that I would order the Pip and Chip stickers because, so if you're not familiar, Pip and Chip makes vinyl stickers where on Pip and Chip bobbins, they print the colors of floss. They also create vinyl stickers so that you can put them on other drops and other bobbins. And I thought that I would go with that because they are colored stickers. My biggest issue with that is they don't have, let's see, how do I describe this? They have stickers specific for Annie's Keepers, but they don't have stickers for every floss manufacturer. So like they have DMC, but I think maybe their Weeks stickers are specifically for floss away bags. I want all my stickers to match. That's the takeaway here. That's what I'm not articulating worth a hoot. And so I found an Etsy shop that makes stickers that prints the manufacturer and the floss color consistently for all the manufacturers. So I do think that and they're a little bit cheaper. So I think that I will probably get some stickers here in the not so distant future. We'll see. I tried to order my keepers from Chantel's 141 Design Company. They've been out of stock on their website for quite a while, and I emailed them and said, hey, are you guys going to restock? They said yes, but they didn't know when that would be. So I looked for another shop that had both the keepers and then a couple of patterns, because my feeling is always, if I'm gonna have you mail me something, if I'm gonna pay shipping for you to mail me something, go ahead and mail me multiple things. And so I've got the keepers coming along with a couple of patterns. So I will show you all of that the next time we're together in episode 8 on April 9th. So we're making progress on the Floss Drops. They're not completely squared away yet, but I have chosen them. Like I said, Annie's Keepers. The shop I have ordered from, I think, is going to be an amazing experience. They shipped really fast, but I want to get the package and see how it arrives, if it's safe and sound and well packaged before I tell you about it. So we will fully close that loop when I see you next time, but wanted to at least give you the update. I really appreciate all of your suggestions on that as well. There's some really great options out there, y'all. There's acrylic, there's wood. Some of you guys are doing 3D printing. The possibilities are endless. And if you were out there trying to figure out what works for you, well, good luck, because it's a hard decision to make and it's a big investment. It really is a big investment, or it can be if you want it to be. So that's it. It's unboxing time. Before I dig into this box, I want to tell you a little bit about where it came from. So when I changed my Instagram account from quilting, kind of, sort of, I was not a great poster. I mean, I'm not really a great poster now. I was less great back then. But I was quilting centric, and I really wanted to focus on cross stitch. And when I did that, I was unfollowing a bunch of quilters and I started following a bunch of cross stitchers, and I ran across Jamie's account, and her account was just really super cute. Her branding is darling. It's really upbeat and fun and happy. And I loved her posts because they were all really interesting. She does a lot of video, and I am typically not into video all that much. But she does some behind the scenes stuff to kind of show what goes into making her patterns. And just really loved watching her business grow. And then somehow we became friends. And so we are e-friends, Insta friends, virtual friends. And it's a relationship that I have really enjoyed this year. And so she sent me a note and said, can I send you a box? I was like, oh my gosh, I would be so honored. And so she sent this. She specializes in like towns, in scenes, but primarily university campuses. So she's got just a ton of Texas university campuses. That's where her focus is right now, because that's where she is. But she looks to branch out. But then she has some other things too. She has this adorable pattern of Stars Hollow, if you're a Gilmore Girls fan. And she's releasing a new one. I think by the time my Flosstube airs, that she will have already released it, about The Office. Now, I don't know anything about The Office, but if her attention to detail is, I mean, historically her attention to detail has been insane. Like, I have no idea how she can take these giant buildings and distill them down into a few stitches and it be so impeccable. But I'm sure her office pattern is going to be equally as exquisite. So if you're into Gilmore Girls, if you're into The Office, if you're into university campuses, maybe you have a college grad, maybe it's your alma mater, I highly, highly encourage you to check Jamie out again, So Charming Design Co. Because she's a wonderful designer and she is a wonderful human being. So let's take a peek in the box. Oh my God, it's so cute. I can't hold it up. It's a little too large, but she has included this bright, happy note. Oh, this is so on brand for Jamie. So happy, so grateful. And in just a really cheery colorway. I won't read it to you. I'm a bit of a sentimental gal and I don't want to be getting drippy on Flosstube. But she included some stickers. She had asked if I watch Gilmore Girls, and I do. So she included this sticker pack. God, they're so cute. So, so cute. And then she's got, bless your soul. My soul does need to be blessed. Look how cute it is. Don't you love it? And on the back, oh, so cute. And inside, bless your soul. How darling. Love that. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, oh my God, there's so much in here, you guys. Okay, a needle minder. She and her husband make these needle minders. It says oh my God, Emily, words. In omnia paratus. There we go. It's part of Gilmore Girls. If you're a Gilmore Girls fan, you'll get it. But a great little needle minder. She also put in these darling scissors. I love scissors. Aren't they so cute? And then this teeny tiny hoop. I don't know what I'm going to put in it, but it's going to be little and cute. Oh my gosh. I had no idea she would put so many things in here. Stuffing. Hold, please. Oh my goodness gracious. There's a rogue straw. So let's see what the rogue straw goes to. Look, all the Gilmore Girls things on it. Kim's Antiques, Dosie's Market, Stars Hollow, No Cell Phones, Yale Daily News. So cute. And then our little straw goes down in there. Oh my God. Oh my God. I love this. This was so over the top. Oh my God, I cannot believe her. Oh, and in the bottom. Great, I can show you guys. Oh, this is just incredible. So this is one of her patterns. Hold on, let me move myself. All right, this is one of her patterns. It's called Charming Stars Hollow Cross Stitch. It's a full kit. The back says printed Charming Stars Hollow pattern, instruction page, 12 inches by 18 inches of Aida cloth, 14 count white fabric. It includes a cross stitch embroidery needle, size 22, an 8-inch wooden embroidery. Is there really a hoop in there? Oh my God. There's an 8-inch hoop in here. 13 full skeins of floss. Oh my. The finished size of this is 13.7 by 2.6. And then the landmarks that you see on here are, hey, peanut gallery. The landmarks you see on here are Lorelei's house, Stars Hollow sign, Luke's Diner, the gazebo, the Dragonfly Inn. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe her. This was just too much. She is incredible. Her Instagram handle is So Charming Design Co. Her email address, connect@socharmingdesignco.com, and then that's also her website, socharmingdesignco.com. I cannot get over this. I mean, just look at the detail on those buildings. That's crazy, you guys. Crazy. Can you even? I mean, if you had, let's say you have a friend and they are a stitchy friend and they also love Gilmore Girls. What an incredible gift is this? Even just the pattern would be amazing. I can't believe she sent all this. Oh my gosh. I'm beside myself. I'm beside myself. Okay, let me clean all this up. I'll come back and talk to you about Dasher and Dancer. Oh my gosh. As I was putting the box away, I read the card, totally cried. 100%. So glad I didn't read that while you guys were on camera. Oh my God. Just so sweet. She's such a delight. Okay, let's talk about Dasher and Dancer. So I was in a bit of a hurry because I wanted to be sure that I had it finished so I could show it to you guys when I filmed. And y'all know that I film way in advance of when I post. I'm going to be posting at the end of the month, but here she is. Can you believe it? Oh my God. I'll post a picture too. I have a video online. I am stitching this on 40 count melting moments from Fox and Rabbit. The floss I am using is, let me just try to get a little closer for you. The floss I am using is Weeks Dye Works Lily Pad. And this did not go flawlessly. Okay, so I did great until I got to Q. I was stitching along. I would do a little, now I told you guys last time that Carrie called them boobies, and now I can't unsee it. So I would do a couple of letters and the boobies, a couple of letters and the boobies, and I had worked my way all the way across. Q, R, S went awry. Q, R, and S were all one stitch too tall. R was partially salvageable. Q and S had to be resuscitated, and that was fine. S, hold it up for you. S here on the top is supposed to be 6 stitches, and I counted 7 like on the bottom. I was not dedicated enough to unstitch it. Nobody's gonna know, don't tell. Because I counted from the edge of S right here over to T, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z were then all 1 stitch too far to the left, to the right. It's left on my camera, sorry. That meant when I got down here, the boobies weren't gonna line up. I was so frustrated. So I decided that what I would do is I would just unpick Z and make Z 1 stitch skinnier. Problem solved, because he's already kind of fat. Well, then as I was stitching along, somehow I fouled out W. Part of W is incorrect. And I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. So here we are. This is the March portion of the Dasher and Dancer Sal. I think it's coming along beautifully. I am excited to take a little bit of a break. So I'm gonna put this down for a while. I'm gonna flip over and work on not Carol of the Bells, which is what I always wanna call it. Something about Carol. But I'm gonna work on it until we get to April, and then I'll flip back and work on this some more. So really pleased with how this is going. Guys, honestly, so I've never done, we've talked about this, let me put it down. I've never done a Sal, never participated in a Sal, and I've certainly never hosted a Sal, co-hosted a Sal. So really had no idea what I was getting into. And there were days long about M that I thought, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. But seeing so many of you do it, we talked about this last time. Some of y'all are blazing fast. But seeing y'all do it and the progress you were making and chatting with all of you on Instagram, it has been so motivating and so fun. And I am so freaking pumped we are doing this. Like, I was excited before, but now that we're actually like in it, I'm even more excited that we're doing it. I hope that you are feeling encouraged if you're stitching along. And I've gotten messages from several of you that have said, I haven't been able to get my floss yet, or there's stuff going on in my family and I had to put it on hold. And I'm like, listen, we're going to be stitching for a while. If you just want to start along with us, that's fine. If you have to put it down, that's fine. You know, we built in an extra month at the end for any catch-up work. It is okay. If you get bored, that's okay too. Like it is very low key around here is really what I'm saying. And jump in whenever you want, jump out if you want. This is a no pressure situation. I just wanted there to be a space where we could all feel encouraged. And I think that that's happening. It's happening for me. I hope it's happening for you. And I just really appreciate all of you guys participating. And I know that Carrie feels the same. So that's how the Dasher and Dancer Sal is going. And I look forward to reporting more to you on that in April. I was having a chat this morning with my friend, Christy Hines, K Hines Designs on Instagram, if you're interested. And she floss tubes with her friend, Susie. They are the happiest stitches on earth. Christy and I were talking about how I had put down Dasher and Dancer for a little bit and had picked up Christmas bells. Oh my God, I could not think of that earlier because I always want to call it Carol of the Bells. She said, you're kind of on a Christmas kick. And I was like, I hadn't really thought of it. I realized that I was using a lot of green, but I hadn't recognized that it was Christmas. Well, fa la la, friends. There's more Christmas to be had. This is Snowflakes and Snowman. I held it up a minute ago farther down and I can't get my head and myself in the piece in the frame if I hold it below me. So I'm just gonna awkwardly hold it to the side for a minute. That way you can see it. This is called Snowflakes and Snowman. It is from the Historical Sampler Company. Drew a blank, so sorry. I stitched it on 28 count Lugana from Fiber on a Whim in the color Cypress, which I really love. And then I used all of the called for floss. I'm gonna bring it closer to you so that you can see it. And I know when I do that it sort of makes the audio weird. So I'm gonna stop talking for a second, but I want you to pay attention to the reindeer because they are satin ribbon. They are not stitched. I have no idea how I found Historical Sampler Company, and I didn't really know a whole lot about them, but I really loved this little arch of reindeer, and it's a ribbon that I bought from an Etsy seller whose name I didn't look up before I started this floss tube, so I will link it down below. And I just thought it was so cute, I had to have it. Since then, I have purchased a couple of other of their patterns. Good patterns, lovely. I reached out to Fat Quarter Shop for Cheryl's help picking linen. So Historical Sampler Company, they do a lot of kits, and this had been done as a kit with a green Ada, but they didn't have any kits left. So then I was like, well, what am I gonna stitch it on? I knew I wanted to do it on green. If you guys have never used that service at Fat Quarter Shop, it's incredible. I heard about it on their Flosstube channel. Kimberly said, you can message Cheryl at Fat Quarter Shop and she'll help you with fabric. And I was like, will she? She really will. She's done it for me several times. So I just sent Cheryl, I sent her a picture of the pattern because at the time, Fat Quarter Shop was not carrying Historical Sampler Company. They have since started. And I said, here's my pattern. I'm using the called for floss. Could you help me choose a green fabric? And she chose several and sent them to me. And we both took a look at them and both liked Cypress the best. And it was so handy since I couldn't see the fabric in person to have somebody else actually put the floss with the fabric and I could see it all together. And she was delightful to work with. So Fat Quarter Shop is amazing in general, but that specific floss toss service that they will do for you is awesome. And Cheryl's great at it. So that was really, really super neat. And then I finished it. So let me tell you what's going on here. This piece, this wooden piece is from Hobby Lobby. The number on the back is 5978770. It says Christmas 2023. I don't know if they bring it out every year or not. And it says something like peace back there. I don't remember, if we're being honest. But it says, it's like a white behind the red. It's a white something, and then there were some wooden beads that hung down. I just cut those off. I cut the wooden beads straight off. I took a piece of, use your words, Emily, mat board. I wrapped it in this red fabric that I got from Hobby Lobby, just a red maroony kind of color that matched the floss quite well. And since it was going to be shoved up in the frame, I just hot glued it, nothing fancy. And then I am ashamed to say I don't remember how I got the cypress wrapped around the board that it's on. I do know that I hot glued it down. So if you're new here, here's my finishing philosophy. If I'm gonna have it forever and I love it with my entire heart, I will lace a piece and frame it more properly than this. I say more properly because I don't really know what properly is, because I'm still kind of getting the hang of this finishing thing. If it's a piece that I like a lot, but I might not have it for my whole life, I'll just hot glue that booger right on down. I know that there's enough fabric back here that if I ever needed to cut it down, I could. But you know, I just want to be really transparent with you guys. I don't really know what I'm doing up in here. But that's what's going on. The piece is from Hobby Lobby. I bought it on half off. I used this maroon fabric to wrap a board in the back to cover up the white of the original piece. Then I wrapped the cypress lugana around another, and I just measured, like I decided how big I wanted this reveal to be. I think it's a 1/2 inch on each side. Cut this board a 1/2 inch small, well, 1 inch smaller total, so that I would get a 1/2 inch reveal on each side. Wrap that lugana right on around it, and there we go. Merry Christmas. So see, I wasn't joking. I had a lot that I had to talk about today. There's a lot to cover, and I didn't have time for stories. So I thank you for spending time with me today in the Pink Room. Next time, when we chat on April 9th for episode 8, we will talk about the hands-on design Gather Round series, and I'm gonna cover all the seasons at one time. So if you're not familiar with it, the Gather Round series started as a club that Kathy did. I had never done a mystery club before, but I trust Kathy with my whole heart. I love everything she does, and I signed up for it, and it was so fun. Since then, she has widely released the patterns. So there are 3 circular pieces. There's like, and in each group, there's a set of words, a building, and a something else. A something else. Wasn't that helpful? Aren't you glad that I was really articulate today? So she did those 3, and then there was an extra. So it was Gather Pine Cones, Gather Memories, and she's currently selling those extra small pieces separately. I'm not going to show you the small pieces. I haven't done the small pieces. I still have not the fabric. I have the patterns for those small pieces, but all I've done are the circles. So I'll show you how I mount them. I'll talk to you a little bit about how they came in the kit, and then I'll show you the stitched pieces and talk a little bit about stitching rounds. I was chatting with my friend Holly, and she was like, I don't know about round. I think it was Holly when she was saying, I don't know about stitching rounds. It's not that bad. I don't love it to the same degree that Kathy does. Kathy's really into the rounds right now, and I don't love it that much, but it's not as hard as I thought it would be. So I think it's a great series to share with folks, because if you're nervous about it or you're thinking about it, but for whatever reason it's causing you some anxiety, I hope that by sharing my experience, it might help you feel a little bit more encouraged and a little bit less anxious. That's my goal. We'll see if I can accomplish it. So thanks again for talking to me today, guys. I really enjoyed our time together. As usual, you know I want to hear from you in the comments or on Instagram or in email or however. Don't forget to check out my friend Jamie at So Charming Design Co. Her work is just outstanding. I still can't get over all the goodies she sent, and her attention to detail is just exquisite. So highly recommend her as a shop to order from as well. Hope you guys have a great rest of March. By the time you see this, there won't be a lot of March left. But we'll be rolling into April, and spring is just coming at us fast and furiously, isn't it? Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. It's going to be hot here before you know it. We've already been in the 80s, and you know, that's just summertime in Texas. It's hot and dry. Talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.